So happy Wednesday, you guys. It's the middle of the week, and I'm hoping each and every one of you guys are doing great, wonderful. Headed to go get my daughter. And I just want to remind queens, this message is for the queens. No matter what you may go through, just know that it's going to be okay. Self-love is the best love. Never let someone tell you or try to tear you down or make you feel less than. Never let someone manipulate you in a situation to where it's your fault. You're not perfect. Things happen. We are spiritual beings having human experiences. But at the same time, just as God's love, that kingdom spouse, that man, that God-fearing man will know how to love you. He will be patient in loving you. He will not only just that, he will love all of you. Not saying he had to accept your brokenness, but he'll be patient in that process. A lot of times, we get connected and linked up with guys that pretty much is only out for a pretty face, pretty body, trophy mentality. You know what I'm saying? Conditioning in society that, we have to look a certain way or feel a certain way. He got to have 6 figures. He got to have this. He got to have that. But guess what? At the end of the day, can he support you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually? We have a lot of time, us that give up so quickly on ourselves in regards to situations, to where, they feel as though, well, I tried, or, it ain't good enough, this person always, this, that, and the third. But guess what, sweetie? Someone is for you, or whatever, and not will be patient in the process. Period, point blank. Just like God is very patient with us, that's how your God-fearing person, whoever he is or may be that come into your life, will be with you. It's not about competition. It's not about being perfect, because like God said, we are all flawed. We are all sinners. At the end of the day, it's all about repenting, being ye transformed by the renewing of our mind, and whomever that may be will bring the better version of you as well out of yourself. Meaning, if he loves you and he's God-fearing or whatever, not wherever you flawed at, wherever you having those issues at, he will help coach you along the way, because it's God. It's up to God to deliver you. Come on now. It's up for you to do the work on yourself. And with that being said, until it aligns up that way and you allow whoever God predestined to come into your life that's meant to be there to be your husband or whatnot, then you'll be able to receive and reciprocate those things in order to heal and grow within their relationship, or those things that pretty much have strongholds or barriers over you in order to withstand that relationship. God has to be the key in the situation, no matter what it may be. God had to be in the midst of even when you're healing. God had to be in the midst of even when you're loving yourself. Because if not, like I said, loving yourself don't look like, oh, I got on nice clothes, I look good, I got my makeup, my hair's popping, my nails, this. I love myself. No. That's a still hollow shell. Loving yourself is that spiritual. What that spiritual heart look like? You know what I'm saying? What does that feel like? You know what I'm saying? Are you feeling whole? Are you complete? What is it that's missing? Because guess what? It's never no man. You know what I'm saying? Like God says in the Bible, man will fail every time. But until it's been sent from God, until you're doing the work on yourself and allowing God to deal with you, ain't nothing gonna change. God is love, and God so loved us. God said we are precious more than rubies, We are queens, and we should be treated as. Just as well as you have a husband, same, vice versa, or a boyfriend, whomever. Never get so much of your time to be wasted that you can't replace because you was caught up in a situationship to where you're left in a place to be just a placeholder in someone else's life, because they don't know how to let go, because they still want to grow, because they still want to do other things within this world, because they don't know how to be real and come correct while dealing with you. Although you're growing through the situations that you're going through and enduring as well, you're doing the work. A lot of times these relationships crash because they don't know how to be authentic. They want to tell half stories, half this, half that, and guess what? God don't bless confusion. God don't bless any of that mess. Because what's from God, guess what? It's inseparable. It's unbreakable. And a lot of times people are placed with people who was never intended to be with them in the first place. God never predestined them to be with them. So with that being said, or whatever, whatnot, let that be a lesson. Sometimes we tend to not have those things or such because guess what? That person was never meant to be in your life in the first place. It was just only for a season. But we prolong this. So when we prolong those things, guess what happens? God says, okay, since you want to have it your way, go ahead. Let's see how that works. Go ahead. Let's see how that works. And guess what? It don't last no time. Hey, how was school? And when we go our own way, when we do things of such in those type of ways that's out of the will of God, not in the correct order, not working on ourselves, not allowing ourselves to grow, not allowing ourselves to heal, but yet instead jumping from relationship to relationship or whatever, whatnot, still being intimate with others, still hurting others because yet, mind you, it takes time. With time come healing, right? So, you just have to be real, you guys, and have a very good discernment, queens, to know that if you're single right now, it's okay. Because guess what? When you let something go, God replaces it with something better and greater. And guess what? It will be well worth the wait. That's why God said, wait for the precious fruits. You have to wait. You have to wait on it, honey. That was my issue at once upon a time, rushing into stuff, felt like, I needed someone, felt like, if I be with myself too long enough, maybe something's wrong with me, or whatever, just got to have somebody. But, God has started making me realize that, you know what? It's you. You know what? Until you come to the realization that, hey, I got to stop this. I got to give myself time. Yeah, it might get lonely for a hot second, but guess what? Even when you in the midst of your healing and the things that you thought that you wanted, that you cleaned for, that pretty much felt like it made you whole for us man-wise, you start to realize within that situation that I never really wanted those things. So all I needed was God. God is the key. At the end of the day, when it comes down to your healing, you gotta learn how to love yourself, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. You gotta wait on nobody to tell you you're beautiful. You gotta wait on nobody to tell you, you worthy or more than, or you're a queen. Speak life into yourself. Pick your head up. We're gonna go through life trials and tribulations. Even with situations or relationships, whatever the situation may be, but don't become a victim or wallow in a situation too long to where you forget yourself or you lose yourself or who you are. You're a royalty. We all women, we are royalty. Kings are too. But at the same time, if you're not treating yourself as such, you're not carrying yourself as such, guess what? The only one who you can fault is yourself. That's why they say yourself is your worst enemy, because it's all about what you allow and what you accept to your life and what you choose to deal with. So be encouraged today to always remember, love yourself. I love me better than that, to let a situation go that I feel like no longer serves me any type of person to purpose, that where I'm not growing mentally, emotionally, or spiritually in this situation. If we can't sit down and agree to disagree, if we can't sit down and be civilized, then guess what? It's depleting me. My cup, I'm pouring so much to where I'm receiving anything back. If I'm with someone that feel like they're not, they done did all they can, but they're not as patient with me. Like God says, it's all about patience and consistency. Not about what you done sent me a scripture here or you prayed on me today, but are you being consistent? And a lot of times that's what happened. We give up, I tried, or, they just can't get through to them. They're hopeless. No. Trials and tribulations come to make us strong. Sometimes you attract those who mirror yourself. So when a person make you feel that way, pray for them. Let go and let God. If it's meant, He'll resend them. They'll come back. If not, guess what? They'll stay back. But what God has for you, trust me, He's not going to replace it with something old, especially if it's not even meant. So y'all, God bless. Y'all have a great day. I hope each and every one of you, once again, having a good Wednesday. I'm about to head and do some errands, like I said, and just elaborate on that, queen. Keep that in mind today. Be encouraged with that, seriously. If you want that man or you want that woman, whatever the situation may be, make sure your heart right. Make sure your spirit is right. Go to God about it. Pray. If a person so quick to go ghost, a person so quick to not respond, a person so quick to be in their feelings shut down, you already know. There you go. That's your answer. So I hope this resonate with someone. I don't know who's going through this or whatever. Not we all are going through some right now. I've been through it. Just keep God first. All right. God bless.